You guys know the drill. Let's get after it. Just pausing for a second, making sure I'm live. I haven't done Lichess plays for 2 weeks, so I'm always paranoid that I'm not going to be live. But I think we're good to go. All right, let's do this. We've got a lot of challenges here on this beautiful Sunday. Let's see who we get. Hey, Hackler. Ye of the famous question that you always ask me. Greetings, Hackler. Good luck to you. 2012. Hello, everyone following on both Twitch and YouTube. Hey, what's up, K Buckby? I see you in the chat. Been a while. What's up with the Buckby clan? Haven't seen you guys around. But thanks for stopping by. Great to see everyone here on both platforms. Oh, I got to fix my webcam. I'm sorry about that. Camera looking off center by a wide margin, too. Okay. A little bit better. I knew he was going to ask me this question. I have not seen it, no. Let's play c4 here. We'll take the space in the center. But if I've seen it, Hackler would stop asking me the question. It's a particular video featuring one of my favorite movies of all time, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And Hackler wants me to watch a musical take on that movie. What's up, Dave Bees? K Buckby, you were taking a hiatus from chess to finish your PhD. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good excuse. I'm going to try to go for f4 here. I think this reroute of the knight to d3, push f4, makes a lot of sense in this position. Let's do it. And if I could get an e5, I would love it. I mean, I think black's going to make it kind of difficult for me to achieve, but e5 is the golden push here. Let's maybe go a5 in this position first. Yep, bishop d7 makes sense. I'd like to perhaps go here, but there is queen takes. Let's step king h1. Just in case things open up, I want that king a little bit tucked away. Greetings to our YouTube friends. Hello, John Stevenson. I saw you in there. Mohammed, Joe, Kathleen, Edward. Dave says, greetings from the UK. Thank you very much for tuning in. What's up, Daniel? And Connor. Hey, what's up, Connor? Good to see you, man. All right, I can push e5 here, so I think let's do it. Hackler took their eye off of that square. Seems like a very good opportunity to do this. Hello, Speeden. Also, Lieutenant Cormac. Wow, sounds like we got some pretty good viewership right now already here today. I love it. And just a reminder of the ground rules. We're playing 3+0 Blitz today. I'm taking on all challengers that I reasonably can. And feel free to send me a challenge. My username is Fins. I think we got a command. Let me do it on Twitch here. Exclamation point challenge. Does this work on YouTube? I always forget. I don't think exclamation point challenge works on YouTube, but I'll just put it in there just because. All right, let's take here. So you can challenge me to casual or rated. The only thing is it has to be standard chess. No variants, no custom positions. Has to be standard chess. And anyone can challenge. What's up, JK Biki? Okay, I think I have a nice position here. This knight is dominant. I have knight c7 whenever I want, or knight b6. But I'm trying for more here. Maybe this now? But the queen's coming there. Okay, let's go. This move looks really tempting, but I think I should probably just bank some material. I'm getting a little low on the clock. So let's go for the fork here. Let's do this. Bit of an inaccuracy by me, though. My opponent could have played queen takes e7, I think, in that position. Would have been acceptable. Not doing too well here converting this position. Oh, but Hackler blunders. They blunder an important pawn. All right, I'll just take here. Bring the king up. That should be easy peasy. But also just taking that. What's up, 2 bits? Yeah, this first game was looking dicey for a second. Had Hackler maybe not panicked and pushed those F pawns, I think he could have consolidated there. Thanks for the game. Let's take a quick peek. Like this, bishop takes f6, rook takes f6 seems good. But my follow-up left something to be desired. Yeah, queen f1 already not getting the computer's seal of approval. Hello, IB. Also, Brian Hacker. Yeah, knight b6 right away is what it wants me to do. Or queen d3. It's a bit of an abstract move. Queen d3. I guess trying to go here. And then knight e7, not good. I should have gone here. Interesting. And if here, then d7. Okay, a little bit above my pay grade with limited time. But thanks for the game, Hackler. Competitive there for sure. I tend to think black's kind of cramped in these setups, but I know a lot of people play this setup in Blitz in particular, which I don't know why. Did someone recommend that at some point? There's probably videos on it. Japrovich. Let's do this. I'll play e4. Eric Rosen challenge. Oh, was Eric in the queue or something? Or does it say that in the title somewhere? Oh, when we did the challenge command, it still says Eric. Yes, yes. That probably needs to be fixed by one of the mods. Shout out to Eric Rosen. He did do Lichess plays last week on Sunday. Okay, so knight g5 is pretty interesting. There's some sharp theory here, though. Let's see what Japrovich knows. I'm kind of curious what line they're going to play. A lot of people play knight a5 in this position. It's known knight takes d5 is not the greatest. So let's see how they play this. This is all standard. And now black should go knight d5, I believe. That would be pretty funny if Eric was in the queue. Yeah, we can't put it past him. He might be in there. It's entirely possible, right? Hello, Chessy Champ. Iman, also Ender Hun. We got a lot of first-time chatters here on Twitch. Absolutely love to see it. Thank you guys all for tuning in. It's actually warming up here a little bit, which I'm pretty pleased about. Because it was absolutely freezing last week. I know many of you were experiencing deep freeze as well. So it's hanging around a little below freezing at the moment, which is much welcome. It feels like downright balmy. Feels like a tropical vacation. What if Hikaru was in the queue? I bet he still logs on to Lichess from time to time. Where am I located? I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the U.S., a.k.a. the Midwest. Does the Twitch have more viewers? Usually it does. Let's see. We got over 100 watching on YouTube. How many on Twitch? Usually Twitch is about twice the YouTube viewership. 192 on Twitch. Okay, so black didn't manage to get in the f5 move very efficiently in this game. So I'm feeling pretty good about my position. Let's take with the bishop. And I could trade down, but I kind of want to keep my knight for the time being. Knights are tricky pieces in Blitz. I'm going to hold on to that piece. Hello, Gouda Lips. Hoping/not hoping we get a game. I feel you. Like you want to play, but you also know it could be a stressful experience. I feel you, man. If you have a knight, you have hope. For sure. You know, I think the strength of the knight is inversely correlated with the time control. That's how I've always felt. As the time ticks low, or you're playing bullet, really fast games, the value of the knight goes up. You'd much rather have a knight versus a bishop in a time scramble. So all that stuff about the bishop pair, the long-term advantage of having two bishops versus two knights or a bishop and a knight, that's obviously important and it's going to be position dependent. But I think much of that value is derived from the time control and the fact that people relaying that advice probably play a lot of classical tournament chess or have played a lot of that in their career. But in general, you should slightly prefer bishops, like even at your blitz and rapid time controls. Go team knight, yeah. YouTube viewers are stronger than Twitch viewers. Oh, interesting. I wish we could test that hypothesis somehow. I would love to test that. YouTube versus Twitch. Sub battle right now. Even though we don't really do subs necessarily. Ooh, danger alert. Check. Discovered attack. Black also can't go here because the queen is covering. Let's take that off their hands. Do I have mate here? I don't want to blunder a back rank, that's for sure. I feel like I'm close to mate. Bishop e4 forces g6. Then there's rook e7. Bishop g8 would be the principled mating attempt, but I see a way I can pretty much win the game. So that's usually sufficient. Yeah, had black played g6, I was going to go rook e7. All right, thank you, Japrovich, for the game. Yeah, so you played this line pretty well up until here. So I'm by no means an expert in this theory, but I do know that if black wants to play this variation where white goes bishop d3 and try to get compensation, you should go knight d5. You try to engage your f-pawn in a lot of situations. Not yet, because I have queen h5. And also, you try to get knight f4 in. Okay, so we can just click through some of the lines. Looks like the winning percentage is pretty strong for white, but I believe the engine is going to say that black has reasonable compensation. It's actually plus 1.5, which is a little stronger than I would have thought. There's another line here too, right? Yeah, I guess knight takes e4 gets played on occasion, but I do think this is the critical variation. Trying to at least introduce these two ideas. So you probably want to look into that. Thanks for the game, Japrovich. Okay, Gabriel Gomez. Let's do this. Let's play e4 again. 12-13. Eric got coaxed into the blindfold game last week. He used an actual blindfold. Yeah, I went and looked at that. That was pretty cool that he did that. Eric has a whole setup for blindfold chess. Gabriel, are you there? All right, we got to move on. I'm going to be a little quicker on the trigger. We got a lot of challenges, so I'm going to move on a little bit faster. Good luck, Voki. This is our 6th game together. Yeah, thank you all so much. I mean, our viewer to challenge ratio is off the charts. It's amazing. Okay, let's play a mainline Rui. Yeah, we're still below freezing. What is it right now? 29 Fahrenheit? So we're a little bit below freezing. Not much. I just picked up some food half an hour before I started the stream, and this is what I wore outside. I have long pants on, but I was rolling around with my sleeves up like this. Felt good. Felt really good. Wait, do I have to be black? No, you can even send me a challenge where you play as white if you want. I would recommend doing random color. But if you absolutely want the white pieces, I am not going to stand in your way. Okay, so important crossroads here. If you play c3, you invite the Marshall Gambit, which is d4, d5. Let's see if black actually goes for that. I'm curious if black's going to take that option. I remember playing both sides of this variation when I was young. Leads to some interesting play. It's been pretty well worked out. Like, this is one of these lines, if it goes take, take, that computers have really had a field day with. It's been analyzed, I don't want to say to death, but in extreme detail the past couple decades. I think Grandmaster Jan Gustafsson, longtime second of Magnus Carlsen, now second of Anish Giri, actually advocates that line in his Chessable course. So this is interesting. We're in like a closed Rui now, but I omitted the move h3. I didn't have to play h3 because black committed the knight here pretty early. So I think that should be to my benefit. Like up a tempo compared to normal. Ruby asks, what's the point of castling in the Ruy Lopez when black can easily take the e4 pawn? Good question. So that is a variation. So I assume you're talking about like once the knight gets on f6. Yeah, black can play knight takes e4. That's called the open Ruy Lopez. Usually white plays d4 in reply and will regain the pawn. It's exceedingly risky for black to try to hang on to the pawn. But yeah, that is a completely separate branch of the Ruy Lopez. There's many, many branches of this particular opening. And they're all pretty interesting. I know one author who I learned a lot about the Ruy Lopez from is Garry Kasparov. Have you guys read like his My Great Predecessors books? Or his books on his matches with Anatoly Karpov? Because he goes into some fascinating detail about certain openings, and the Rui is one that I actually picked up a lot of information on based on his work. Okay, let's give a check here. So I'm liking this position a lot. Maybe I could have even taken on e5. But I'm making some nice inroads into the black position. Maybe this and introduce this as an idea. Let's play a3 first, I think. Just to stop the knight from coming to b4, especially if there's a trade on this square. Okay, and black goes for a simplifying idea. That makes a lot of sense. I will take. Yeah, probably a3 was a little slow. Because now I think we're going to have to just trade off. Still somewhat prefer my position, but this might not be so bad for black. We're just both kind of centralizing. Oh, yeah, look at that. We're over 300 viewers on Twitch. Very good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I am International Master John Bartholomew. And we're playing viewers today. So if anyone wants to send me a challenge, my username is Fins on Lichess. You can see me here frequently. I play a lot even beyond Lichess plays. I have a channel of my own. I post lots of rapid classical tournament games that I play on Lichess. Okay, let's go d5. This is just going to be a time scramble, unfortunately. It's going to come down to the clock. Gonna be a time scramble. Knight e3. I mean, I think black can push d5, so this looks okay for black. Let's take. Takes with the bishop. I would have probably taken with the knight there. But let's see. Let's see what Volk has in the time scramble. What you got, Volk? We got to be careful. Both of us have to be careful. Oh, that's a free knight. Speaking of being careful. That's a free rook. All right. Well, luckily for me, Vote gave away their pieces there at the end, but I completely understand. We're below 10 seconds. Yeah, I think you played well. You played very well. I was a little skeptical of your move order in the opening because usually if you play this move order, you're not going to try to duck back into a closed Ruy Lopez, which is if black plays d6. So I was a little bit skeptical of that, but you made it work just fine. me throw the engine on here real quick. This all looks pretty normal. Normal, normal, normal. Wants me to go h3 here, maybe. This is already plus 1.5. Wow. Yeah, clearly I misplayed this somewhere. Bishop g5, maybe not so best. Queen d2? Okay. This is kind of subtle. I think I need more of a subtlety to build the advantage, perhaps even around here. Yeah, queen d2 looks a lot better compared to what I played. Queen d2. I played a3 to try to guard the b4 square, but this also guards the square in the event of a trade. And I guess the point is, if knight here, I can maintain my presence on this diagonal a little bit easier. I could even retreat the bishop if I want. And yeah, white looks in control here. Okay, subtle game. Good game, Voki. Let's keep rolling here. Pergas, good luck to you. We'll play d4 in this one. What's the top end viewership of Twitch and YouTube combined? That's a great question. I don't know what the record is. I know Eric had a lot of viewers last week. He's a popular guy, so that was good to see. I don't know what the numbers specifically were last week. Anyone remember? Is Lichess his site? I mean, is he the owner of Lichess? Hope you're not talking about me. No. I definitely do not own Lichess. In fact, I think it's safe to say nobody owns Lichess. Shout out to Thibaut, the developer of Lichess. He might even be watching this right now. He works full-time on the site, and we owe him, as a chess community, an enormous debt of gratitude for creating Lichess. But his ethos is he wants Lichess to be an open source community, and he wants it free and accessible to everyone. So I think it's safe to say, like, as a chess community, we all have ownership and interest in Lichess. I don't want to speak for Thibaut, but he's very much expressed over the years like that's his mantra and his goal for the site. We're playing a QGD exchange here. Now, I have played positions of this type many times. With the knight on e2, you can try to go for f3, e4. In this position, it's going to be tough, though, with this pawn being loose. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play rook b1. I'm going to try for the minority attack, which is this b4, b5 plan. We'll see if that pans out. Have I ever played Magnus or Hikaru? Yes, I played both of them, actually. Magnus one time in the second ever Lichess Arena was a bullet game. And I played Hikaru in a couple Blitz games last year at some point, I think. Also, I'm sure I played Hikaru back in the day, like on ICC. So, have some experience there. Oh, thank you, Earth Sky. I have no idea who that is, but I appreciate that you said that I look like a boss. Thanks, man. Did ICC used to be free? I don't think so. Well, you could be a guest on ICC, like you could play as a guest without full membership benefits. But I don't think it was ever fully free. Okay, this is getting interesting. I'm making some progress here, anchoring my knight. I still may go for e4, but now I'm pressuring this pawn for free. So I feel pretty good about that. Play an Evans Gambit. I might be able to do that. Evans Gambit. Okay, let's play bishop here. So if bishop takes, knight takes, hit the queen, I also defend this. Long term, I like the trade of bishops because I do want to pressure b7. Okay, now I think this could get unpleasant for black. Yeah, because black is taking their eye off the b7 pawn. I do have to watch e3. So let's say I take here right away. g6, take, king g7. That might be playable for black. Pretty hard to resist this move, but I wonder concretely if I actually have something there after g6. I'm looking. Feels like a position where I should have a tactic. But I'm honestly not seeing it. So maybe I'll move my rook over to defend this pawn. Let's do that. Because I can still get this knight into d6. Black's still going to have trouble with b7. Like this pawn is permanently backward and weak. So let's go here. And it's possible Black will unwind, though. Like, knight e8 is coming. But let's pump the rook in here. I think Black must play knight e8 now. I would imagine it's going to be difficult to defend if they don't play that move. Yep, and now let's go here. Play this one. I don't know. I'm not too convinced about how I'm handling this, though. Okay, Black blundered their queen, but had Black played queen c7 or queen e7, maybe. We'll check the evaluation there. Thank you for the game. I think queen f5 is probably a mistake here right at the end. Wants me to go knight f5 back. Probably keeping the knight on board makes sense because my knight has more potential than Black's knight. Yeah, queen f5, queen c7. I saw this like right after I played queen f5. And I can't avoid a trade now of these two pieces. So this is probably tolerable for Black. Okay, thank you, Pergas, for the game. I think pretty normal up through maybe like maybe knight d7. That move looks suspect, going backwards. The engine says you should play knight c4 here, and you're doing absolutely fine. At least equal here. Yeah, knight c4 threatening this. I mean, this looks complicated. I'd try to roll these pawns or something, but I totally agree with the engine that you're completely in the game. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's keep rolling here. 110 challenges. Mushy Peas, you're up. Hello, Michael. Greetings. I saw on Lichess the queen d8 Scandi. Are you there, Mushy? Lichess patron, by the way. Thank you very much for that. All right, we're going to move on. Mushy, you can always re-challenge if you want. So the user, okay, I believe you, said, I saw on Lichess the queen d8 Scandi is now called the Valencian variation. Is there a story behind the name? Yes, I saw that as well. That is interesting. I think the reason for that is the first recorded chess game. Hello, Gouda Lips, by the way. The first recorded chess game, which was played in the late 1400s, I think was played in Valencia. I could be wrong about that. It's like, yeah, it's Vinolas. Let me look this up for a second. Someone in the chat will know which game I'm talking about. Playing a King's Indian here, by the way, against Gouda. But that's one interesting thing about the 3 queen d8 Scandi variation is it was featured in the first recorded chess game. You could say it's the oldest recorded opening. I always forget like one of the players in that game. Let me look this up, though, so I can actually confirm this, because I don't want to give you inaccurate information. Yeah, Di Castalvi versus Vinolas in 1475. Francesco Di Castalvi versus Narciso Vinolas. Yeah, Valencia. Played in Valencia, Spain, in 1475. You can check that game out if you're curious. So that's new to me. Yeah, the Valencian variation. I think it's fitting. That's more interesting than the 3 queen d8 Scandi. Where can I check it? I can drop a link. Hopefully the mods are okay with that. I'm dropping a link here in case you guys are curious. I mean, how unbelievable is that? that we can look at the exact moves played in a game from 1475. Just super cool. That's the type of history, the pedigree of this game. Same exact rules that we play with today. The Scandi was first played in Spain. That's right. That's right. Okay, I'm a little bit cramped in this position. I probably should have gone for some play here, but Gouda is using so much time. This is going to be a problem for Gouda. There's no en passant, so it's not a real chess game. All right, let's take. Trying to break out here. Yeah, I think White's better here if they play this correctly, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them. For our friend Gouda with limited time. Let's now play this move. I'm going to try to maneuver this knight over. And go here. Oh, thank you, Salem TV. That's a very kind comment. I appreciate it. Do you enjoy alcohol sometimes when playing chess, John? On occasion, I actually meet up with some of my students in the area from time to time. We meet up probably once every 2 months at a local bar or brewery, and we play some blitz and just hang out. So yeah, on occasion. Although I'm much more often drinking coffee when I play chess. All right. So Gouda's defending reasonably here. Let's play rook e8. I just want this pawn defended so I can eventually go after the b pawn as well. Might actually keep the dark square bishop, although taking is probably decent. If I take and play queen b6, this looks nice. Pressure the pawn down on b2. All right. Thank you for the game. Time just caught up with you. Let's see the middle game, though, the early middle game, because I think you're actually significantly better around here. Yeah, plus 0.75, something along those lines. So this bishop g5 variation that you played, pretty good one. Be interesting to know the theory a little bit better here. I'm not really a King's Indian player. I did play it in one of my climbing the rating ladder videos recently on my channel. Looks like they mostly prefer to play h6 here, challenge the bishop. And I know this bishop can come back to e3, trying for queen d2 later, but also bishop h4 gets played. Okay. g5, interesting. I'm looking at the Masters database here, by the way. So these are high-quality games. Okay, this is called the Zinowitz variation. I'll have to remember that. So in this variation, it's actually acceptable and popular to go after the dark square bishop, even if you slightly weaken your king in the process. But yeah, Gouda, you had a nice grip on the position. I think maybe around here, like right when I play rook b8, I think bishop e2, top move of the engine here, bishop e2 is a good one to keep in mind, because in that way you hinder the whole b5 advance. We would have been following the game Rager versus Mahdi from 2013, which White won. Okay, thank you very much. Ojor the Ancient. I don't remember our 2 occasions that we played. Good luck to you. Play a tournament, please? Not today. No, we're just playing viewers. We're hanging out. I'm happy to answer questions that you guys have, but trying to play as many viewers as possible. Just have a good time. Thanks again to Lichess for putting this on. Lichess plays. Ojor, are you there? Oh, I was about to click that abort button. Ojor is present. Okay, c6. Yeah, So the Caro is super popular these days. Let's play. Let's play the Apocalypse variation. Taken 95. I played this a couple times on recent streams. It's an interesting line, like trying to outpost the knight immediately. I don't think it's going to give white an advantage per se, but you can achieve this annoying knight here and then pin their knight. I saw you play that GM in a pub a long time ago. Oh, are you talking about the videos from my channel? Yeah, so on a couple occasions, I've gone to London, flew across the pond, went to London, and I played Simon Williams. You guys might know him as the Ginger GM, aka the guy who refers to the H pawn as Harry the H pawn, and he loves shoving Harry up the board. So yeah, I have some games against him, multiple games where we played in this tournament at the Battersea Chess Club in London. So that's probably what you're thinking of. Which that club was hilarious to me because literally, like, it's in a bar. Like there's a tap, and it was very much like bar culture with chess. We don't really have that in the US, I'd say. At least I've never been to a chess club that was in a bar. But that seemed like very much the norm there. Exactly. Happy accident. Yeah, Simon is a legend. Yeah, he's a great guy. Great dude. And it's fun when we play because we haven't played in a long time, but we have like a stylistic matchup, right? I'm going to give this pawn, by the way. Like Simon is the fiery, dynamic attacker, and I'm usually the more solid, fundamental type of player. I like strategy. I like positional play. I will attack. It's not like I'm going to ignore an attack if it's possible, but we got into a lot of like him throwing everything he has at me type of battles and me trying to defend and convert. Often positions that were probably good for me, but it didn't matter because we're playing fast time controls and he's such a good attacker. Like he was fully willing to play speculative positions to try to get an attack on, which I appreciate. Takes with the queen. I don't know about that one. Let's pop our queen out here. Speaking of attack, I might try to generate an attack. What's up, Jay? Greetings. Someone on YouTube, okay, I believe you, says, Simon is my favorite YouTube streamer alongside you. The games you uploaded playing against each other were great. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. He's super entertaining. Yeah. Very instructional too. Like I was actually watching one of his streams the other day. I think on chess.com he was playing this what was it? Like the Champions Tour qualification, and he recorded his games talking about his thought process. It was really interesting. I picked up a thing or two. You watched a good movie called Chess Kids. Judith Polgar and Josh Waitzkin are in it. Ah, okay. I think I've seen that before. Yeah, is that the one um about like the US, or not the US, the World Junior Championship that was in the US, like in Wisconsin in like 92 or something? And they profiled like a lot of prodigies at the time who were playing that tournament. I think I did see that a while back. What's up, Quite? Thank you for tuning in. All right. So this is starting to look good for me. Ooh, this is such a tempting move, along with taking here, of course. I think I'm going to win on the clock, but maybe I can try to win on the board as well. Yeah, probably just pick up the bishop now. That's hanging. Take this one. Let's come here. Put a little pressure here. We're not actually threatening to take yet, but we can threaten it. Bring the knight in. And if rook f7, I can play queen e8, although I guess that wouldn't be mate or anything. Nothing special. All right, this hangs the rook. Thank you, Ojor, for the game. Appreciate it. So this is the Apocalypse variation. I don't really play this in any serious games, but it's knight f3, and then when d5 is played, you take, and you put the knight on e5, and you basically claim it's difficult for black to get rid of this knight. If f6, well, then queen h5 check. That's a disaster. There's actually a surprising number of games in the Masters database from here. Yeah, you can see Apocalypse Attack. I mean, how can you not love it based on that name? Like, you just want to try it. That's great branding. It's not some, like, King's Indian Defense normal variation. Apocalypse Attack. But I think black was doing fine. I mean, I was a little skeptical of some of these moves like queen b7. I definitely didn't like taking on d7 with the queen. This may not be that big of a deal, but I thought taking with the bishop was far more logical. Yeah, black's fine. I'm not even better here. Probably things started really falling apart, like right around here. Like, I'm not sure about taking. Kind of shatters the pawns. White will win the pawn back here soon. Yeah, and I guess this one, black was attempting to save c4, but they lost e6, which was an even more important pawn. All right, thanks for the game. By the way, do you guys know that you can do puzzles based on openings? So you see this little button here, recommended puzzle training, Caro-Kann defense, Apocalypse Attack. So if I click this, yeah, so I think this gives me a puzzle from a game where the Apocalypse Attack was played. How cool is that? So take advantage of the free resources on Lichess, the treasure trove of free resources. If you want to train puzzles in certain lines, take advantage. The themed puzzles are awesome, even beyond openings. There's one that I personally have found to be extremely useful for students. It's the hanging piece themed puzzles. I started incorporating this into some of my teaching. Sorry, a little bit of an intermission here while we just take a look at some features on Lichess, of which there are many. Yeah, so motifs. You know, if you have problems with attacks on f2 or f7, there's almost 16,000 puzzles related to that. 186,000 discovered attack puzzles if you're weak at that. Everything under the sun. The hanging piece one, 140,000 of these. This is really good for building a basic sense of danger. A tactic involving an opponent piece being undefended or insufficiently defended and free to capture. Sounds simple, but probably half the people watching this stream right now have trouble with this. Like basic stuff, but very important stuff that never stops becoming relevant. So really do take advantage of that. And of course, you can do the healthy mix too, where you just get a mix of those themes. All right, let's keep rolling. Mr. Crusher, good luck to you. Thank you, Casares. Is John the boss of Chessable? I'm not the boss of Chessable. No, I am a co-founder of Chessable, but I'm not involved on a management level. I do create content for the site. I've got some courses on there. But yeah, the site was sold to Play Magnus in 2019 and then to chess.com recently. Looks like Mr. Crusher is not here. We will go to the next challenge. All right, Stair. Let's play knight f3 in this one. But I do consider myself a chess educator first and foremost. I'm really interested in chess learning and how to help people get better at this game, because we're reaching a point in chess where, I mean, probably we've been at this point for a while. There's almost too much information out there on the game, you know? So it's difficult to know how to spend your time. And broadly, I want to help people like streamline their learning in chess, because we have that advantage now with the internet that it's easier than ever to share information. And I want to do my part to try to share information that I wish I had when I was at a certain rating or a certain age and make it as streamlined as possible for people. So when I appreciate or when I see tools like what I was just showing there on Lichess, I mean, I would have killed to have that, not literally, just figuratively. When I was coming up in the chess world, I would have been on that every day. Good clarification. Yeah. I'm willing to go to great lengths for my chess improvement. Any advice on streamlining? I have almost 100 kids I teach chess to. That is amazing, chess coach Craig. Wow. So you're teaching in a couple schools or you have a program? I mean, that is amazing. I think I'll be in a better position to answer that question in the future because I might be working on a project to assist with someone like you. But you can create good lesson plans and develop a curriculum based on what's out there right now. But you'll probably have to do some legwork on your own for sure. I'm sure you already do a lot of that since your username is Chess Coach. Where are the bodies, John? Does anyone have experience with kid mode on Lichess? Thinking about letting my kid play on it. I don't. I guess I've had some students in the past, like young players who had that enabled, but I've never seen it specifically used. So I guess I could try it myself. Maybe someone in the chat can let you know, though. I believe it prevents people from sending you messages mainly. Hello, CTM. Thank you for tuning in. John, did you ever play against Mittens? No, I have not played Mittens. I have not played Mittens, nor have I finished Queen's Gambit. I mean, I live Queen's Gambit every day. So I feel like I have time to watch it whenever I get a chance. Anti-chess boom, yeah. Have I played any of the Botes sisters? I don't think I have, no. Haven't played Alex or Andrea. Don't play Mittens? Well, I don't... Can you even play Mittens anymore? I thought they took that away. Okay, we're just converting here. Ready to run the D-pawn. Could have also just pushed the D-pawn on the previous move, but with the pin... now black is unable to stop it because if they go here, I actually promote with check. Okay, thank you, Stayer, for the game. GG. So the way you played this is okay, but personally, yeah, I think you might have to consider this position a little more critically. Taking the knight looks almost... I mean, maybe you could play Queen D8. Like, the transformation of this structure is in white's favor because I get the attack down the half-open c-file, right? I get to attack there. So I feel like you might be significantly worse already here, unless you play c6. But c6 runs into bishop c5, and your rook is stuck. Let's just check the eval here. I think this is going to be pretty positive for white. Yeah, this is already plus 2.5, which looks innocuous, right? But that's the trouble black's going to have with this c-pawn. So I kind of think, like, maybe you should be taking with the pawn here. Might make it a little more difficult for me to capitalize. Yeah, it's saying queen d8 at this point. Basically, you probably want your pawn on c6 before my knight lands in there to avoid what happened in the game. That's subtle, though. Okay, thanks for the game. Kooks, you're up next. 1626. Good luck to you. All right, let's play a Scandi. Let's do it. My favorite opening. I'm going to play a modern Scandinavian with knight f6. LOL, I can see you star in a new take on the show Dexter, but with a chess theme. Oh, I misread this question from Vahi. I thought it said, what's your thought process when you choose movies? And they actually said when you choose moves. And even me, as a pretty analytical person, I was going to be like, man, I don't know. I just watch whatever I feel like. But thought process when I choose moves, that's also very difficult to answer because there's a lot of things that go into your thought process, right? When you've been playing chess for a very long time, but it's at a subconscious level. And even if I could relay all those factors to you, it's like asking an athlete, like, well, how did you know to make that move to the basket, or where to position yourself on the field to best receive the ball? They might be able to tell you, but it's years and years of habits built up being expressed at an unconscious level. So it wouldn't even be helpful to you if I could explain it. You need to build that experience yourself. And situationally, we can talk about things. I mean, I could throw out some banal pieces of advice about, looking for forcing moves, checks, captures, major threats. There's two fundamental questions you should always be asking yourself in the course of a chess game. What was the point of my opponent's last move? What is their threat? And is my move safe? Is the move I'm about to play safe? But beyond stuff like that, there are many, many other factors to consider. And it's going to depend on the position, as usual. Okay, I'm going to take this way. Taking with the f-pawn is interesting too, but I'm actually hoping to get some leverage by playing f5 and using my f-pawn to maybe annoy my opponent here. Okay, this looks a little weak. A little bit weak for white. Let's play f5. I don't know. I was debating putting a rook here as well, but let's go f5 still. I still got to read the book on the Belgica you talked about. Yeah, that's a great book. I really enjoyed that one. On the Antarctic expedition. Queen d3. All right. I have an idea. Let's take here. And assuming white takes with this pawn, I will play rook f3. Rook f3. Setting up a pin on the third rank. Threatening rook g3, which I think would be fatal if I was able to land that. Also, the h3 pawn is weak. And if white takes, that lets my queen wiggle in closer. And I think white's going to be busted because that pin is just too much. But to play this move, I had to make sure white can't take advantage of this somehow. Like if white could move this bishop with check, if my king were somehow, let's say my king were on g7, my king was where my pawn was, this would be a terrible idea by me because bishop h6 would win. Let's check here. All right, so we have white on the run. Queen d2 might have been white's best defense, relatively speaking. I could scoop a pawn. I think maybe a move like this is even stronger. Yeah, let's go here. I'm actually anticipating where white's king wants to go. So if here, I'm Johnny on the spot to play bishop f4. Then white's going to collapse on e3. Just joined, so maybe this was already asked. John, could you do the blindfold challenge the way Rosen did last week? It was great as a viewer being able to see the pieces. Yeah, I would need a separate setup to do that, or I need that plugin that Eric has. So maybe in the future I can try that. But yeah, I'm not set up to do that, unfortunately. Also, I don't have a blindfold by me, but that's a little less important. All right, now here I can trade down. Let's go bishop f4. Yeah, it's actually not even really a trade because I win a piece. And now we just got to beat the clock and not stalemate. Bring up the king. We got a little wall here. It's useful. Let's advance, folks. Johnny on the spot is such a confusing idiom to explain to non-native speakers. Yeah. Yeah. I like that one, especially because of my name. This is a nice situation, right? We got white trapped in. We just walk the pawn up and promote. Okay, thank you for the game, Kooks. I think you defended well, but probably the damage was done to your structure. Like, I think h3, g4 might be acceptable, but you're kind of passive here. You know what I would have done if I were you? You may not like this, but I think queen b3 is what you should do here. Try to trade queens. See if the engine agrees. Yeah, queen b3, because you're in danger of having threats towards your king that you can't deal with. That's kind of happened in the game. So if you could achieve a queen trade, that would bring you a margin of safety that you otherwise don't have. Yes, you have to mess up your pawns. This is going to be a tough endgame for you, but you're still in it. And most importantly, you're not going to get mated anytime soon. Let's see if it approves of what I did. Yeah, rook f3 is good here. It's a nice little idea. But like I said, I mean, I think you defended this fairly well. The damage has been done, though. Too much. Maybe queen g2? Maybe that's a better idea. Ah, but I can take here. Yeah, so you're probably losing something. Okay, thank you for the game. JK Biki, you're up. 1189. I'm just catching up on what you guys were mentioning about the blindfold game. Yeah, I got to test that out because the way that Eric was doing it, and I've seen a couple other streamers do this, like Grandmaster Gari. The way they were doing it is they have a blindfold on. You can see the pieces as a viewer. Obviously, they can't see the pieces. Maybe I should have taken there first. But the moves are being read by this plugin to them. So this plugin will say the moves out loud, and they type their moves in reply, so they can see their keyboard, or they just sense where to type. And that's how they enter their moves. Let's go knight f6. Let's go Biki, says Dave Bees. They're rooting for your JK Biki. John, did you use ChatGPT yet? No, I haven't myself, but I've seen lots of people use it. So I feel like I kind of know it. Have I ever played with Anna Kramling or Alessia Santaramo? Nope. I don't think I played against either of them that I'm aware of. Okay, so I'm up a pawn here. This pawn on e4. Might be a little hard to defend, but I feel like I should be able to. What was the strongest player you ever played during a stream? During a stream, I think it was probably Magnus. Like, I think you can find that on my channel. It was a bullet game, but I think it was the Titled Arena. Titled Arena 2. Okay, we're going to prop this knight up here. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that, guys, for the blindfold game. But probably for next time. Should I move my knight again? Feels a little extravagant. I mean, I could take this bishop. I could also just develop here. That's probably fine, too. How about that? Because I've got this defended, so this is fine. I have 3 attackers, or 3 defenders, rather, and they have 3 attackers. If that's the case, then they can't win material just by taking. Assuming there's no, like, relative value of attackers, defenders thing going on. What does it take to become an IM? Well, remember that 2 is not a winner and 3 nobody remembers. Sorry, that was an obscure song reference. Someone will know what I'm talking about. But okay, seriously, to become an IM, you need 2,400 FIDE rating. It's international rating or higher. And you also need 3 norms, which are performances in 7-round or 9-round tournaments or longer of 2,450 or higher. No, I'm asking what's the strongest player you ever played during Lichess plays? Oh, during Lichess plays. I think we've had some games against like 24, 2500s. Shout out to Andre if Andre's in the chat. He's a player who has beaten me before in Lichess plays. He's like 24, 2500 blitz. He challenges sometimes. John, have you noticed your YouTube bot links points to Eric still? What gives there? Yeah, that's the one on YouTube, right? Eric's just that good, you know? What can I say? Got to give the man props. He's an enduring presence. Some of you are thinking about the Stafford Gambit right now. And the bot agrees. You need to defeat another IM in Mortal Kombat. All right, thank you, JK Biki, for the game. So time caught up with you there. Very tough. Okay, so you played the Alapin Sicilian. I like that. This is my principal recommendation for students at your rating level, for sure, against the Sicilian. I like it because it's fundamental. You get to try to build up the big center. So I played one of the better moves here, D5. Yes, thanks again, JK Biki. Appreciate you challenging. So you should take this pawn and then play D4. That's the main line. Okay, so playing D4 here, I actually saw that in the game recently. I don't think you quite have enough here. I mean, you can take this, but we both have doubled pawns. Your king's in the center, though. I don't think you want this. So, yeah, you should be taking and then pushing in the middle, D4 only at this point. So don't just blindly push D4. Kind of seems like you kind of closed your eyes and pushed D4. That would especially get you in trouble if I had played knight F6. Right? Because if you do it here, I can take here. Nice Nelly reference. Oh, thank you. I'm glad someone knew that song I was referring to. What does it take to be number 1? 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers. Shout out to Nelly. That guy had some hits back in the day, man. I'm kind of dating myself here, but there's a time when Nelly was on fire in the hip-hop game. Also, the time period like when Akon was on every single hook in every big song. I mean, that guy as well. All right, let's go knight GE2. Yeah, you bet, JK Biki. F3. I've seen this approach with an early bishop F5 before, but I think it's a little deficient. I think I should be able to pick up the bishop pair here. What happens at Akon? Well, I think he's very wealthy for one thing. I think he's involved in some sort of... I don't even know how to describe it. Some sort of like community he's trying to build. I don't want to say cult, but I don't know. I think he has some venture like that, like Akonville. Akon got into chess and rebranded as Apon. Yeah, this was a mistake on my part. I saw this right after I moved, and I'm going to pay the price. Because black can play queen takes d4 here. And I'm getting threatened with mate on f2, so let's be careful here. Google says he's building a city named Akon City. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, I didn't really know how to describe what he was up to, but I read that too, so. when you're trying to build a city named after yourself. Okay. Exactly. Hey, what's up, Mark R? Thanks for tuning in from Germany. I'm in big trouble here. I need to reverse this somehow. I don't know. This bishop's pretty strong, too. I don't like that bishop. I'm going to try to get rid of it. I'm not optimistic about this game, though. Kira is taking me to task here. You guys are making me laugh in the chat. This endgame is so bad, but I'm going to do it. All right. I need my swindling powers here against Kira. Yeah, his efforts sound philanthropic. So that is definitely commendable. Puts up a knight here. Yeah, the problem with this position, this is one of these positions where not only am I down a pawn, but I'm also strategically worse, which compounds my issues. The one thing I have going for me is that I'm up on the clock. So we need to keep it that way. I really need to get rid of this knight. I think I have to try to get rid of that knight at all costs. Like knight d4 to f3. Black might even back it up. Okay, now at least I can take this way. Still much worse. I might get a trade. Rook d8. Okay, knight there. Attack it. I'm going to have to go for the flag. Black's been playing too well. I haven't been able to do much. I was really paying for that mistake that I made. Way back when. Super passive move. I would not recommend this move. But desperate times. They call for desperate measures. Wait a second. I think this rook is getting trapped. That was an unfortunate square to go to because that rook has no squares. Kira went into the lion's den and didn't make it out. Yeah, look at that. Rook e3, king f2, and all these squares are taken away. That's tough. But I'm definitely like technically losing here if Kira plays this right. Rook d2, something like that. Yeah, a little swindly. Goes to show you can't let your guard down in this game. I played e4 too soon and I paid the price. Let's see what the computer wants me to do. Queen d2, queen c2, f4. Interesting. Eval plummets after this. Take. I can kind of mitigate the damage by taking with the knight, which guards the g3 square, but it's still not pretty. And this is just the worst. The worst when you're not only down material, but strategically you're worse. I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand sometimes, but not always. -4. So good game, Kira. I think you were doing just fine. It's just that clock like caught up with you after a while. Thanks for the game. Let's keep rolling along here. Scandizurich. Scandizurich. Let's play e4. I would love to visit Zurich. I need to go back to Europe. I'd like to visit. It's been a few years. Okay, g6 I don't think can be recommended. As long as I don't get 4-move checkmated here. Or 5-move checkmated. I think we're going to be good. Can I trap this queen? Probably not quite yet. Let's just pull this knight back. Attack here. Ooh. Now d4. Hit the queen. Can I play a ready? I don't know if you're ready for that. Yeah, Scandizurich just dropped that queen. Okay, so after knight f3 on move 2, you do want to do something either to defend this pawn or counterattack. So hence why knight c6 is so popular. It defends this pawn. You also have the Philidor defense, d6. And you have knight f6, the Petrov defense. And that's more of a counterattacking move. So if take, black plays this and then here. Or if you're Eric Rosen or one of his acolytes, you might consider knight c6, the Stafford Gambit. But can't play g6. G6 is going to get you in trouble. Even if you win the pawn back after g6, you're going to be behind in development. Okay, thanks for the game. Kusha grab. This is our first game together. You are rated mid-1900s. Nice rating, nice rating. Flying the Lichess flag. I like it. Let's play... Wait, what did someone want me to play? I don't know. I can't remember. So let's play a Sicilian. We'll play a Sicilian and see what happens. Oh, thank you, Hackler. I did like the Netherlands when I was there 3 years ago. I didn't really get to see much of it, though. I actually went to that Tata Steel tournament, you know, the one that recently concluded. So I was doing some stuff for Chessable at the time when I was there. That's actually where I first met Magnus. There's a video on my channel where Magnus takes the 100 endgames you must know quiz. And I got to sit there and like ask him about that. It was a really cool experience. He came and spent like 45 minutes, an hour with us. It was especially neat because I thought we might get like 15 or 20 minutes, but we ended up getting more time. It was a rest day at the tournament. He was in a good mood. He had just played some soccer, aka football. Or I should maybe say football, aka soccer. But yeah, I didn't get to spend much time otherwise. I mean, I was in Amsterdam like briefly, but I'd really like to go back to the Netherlands. You think you saw that? Oh yeah, it's on my channel. There's actually 2 videos devoted to that. One is like a fun little mashup featuring some funny editing, outtakes. And the other one's the actual like Magnus taking the 100 endgames test. It was really interesting though, because he talks through like his thought process in what are theoretical endgames. And probably the perception many people had walking away from watching that video is that Magnus doesn't really concern himself so much with like the specific names and conventions beyond just like how to assess and win or draw the positions. You know, we were talking about stuff like rule of the square, and he was like totally uninterested in, you know, what these things are called actually, or how to conventionally think about them. He had a nice quote there at some point in that video. I forgot what he said. He said like someone in the chat might know. I should know this because I was literally sitting next to him when he said it. He's like, I don't think in terms of something. I think in terms of checkmate. It was just very like straight to the point. But I can't remember how he phrased it. Okay, let's go here. I'm going to give this pawn. I want to get out of this alignment issue. When the U.S. wins the World Cup next year, it will be soccer. Man, I don't think that is going to happen. Also, the World Cup is not... Oh, you said next time. Sorry, not next year. Yeah. I'm really unknowledgeable about football, soccer, so I can't speculate, but I would imagine the U.S. has a long ways to go to be in contention for that. I think he just thinks resigns. Yeah. He said the endgame speaks for itself. Can I take here? I think I can. I assume white's stepping out of the way here because they don't want bishop takes f2 to come with tempo. But now I take this. Knight c3 is a threat. I got to watch my back rank as well. I'd feel a little more comfortable if I had g6 in. Yeah, because now this is the threat, right? Ooh, I got to cover that. Let's go here. I'm going to go back. We must cover. Yeah, Kusha's playing not bad. I think that whole sacrifice on c5 or the trade was a little optimistic. But aside from that, they've been playing okay. But now I'm going to win. We're going to convert this. Here, maybe. Plug the file, hit the queen, hit that bishop. This bishop's so bad, I don't want to take it. You know? Should I go here? I'll play it. Looking for g4. Okay. Hit this, hit this. I guess I go here. Trying to be vigilant. No, I think I'm winning. Still being vigilant. Attack on the long diagonal. Too much. Okay, thank you, Kusha, for the game. So this was really determined, I believe, by your decision to play knight takes c5. I'd say the position looks about equal here. Curious what the computer thinks. Yeah. Maybe a tiny edge for you. Talking tenths of a pawn. But taking c5, you give two minor pieces for a rook and a pawn this way, because I take back. White takes my rook, but I take here. I think you have to have more activity than you actually got in the game to justify this. Like, it's a little unpleasant for me alignment-wise on the file, but I can solve that pretty quickly. Looks like the engine does approve of this. And even though you win that pawn, that's probably just a temporary thing. I think the position's tough for you to play after that. Thanks for the game, though. All right, let's keep going here. Brooksor, 1389. Can United win the league? Oh, you're talking to the wrong person. I don't even know who's in the league, to be honest. You probably weren't addressing me anyways, but... Hey, what's up, Daginch? Hey, John, met you in Charlotte a couple months ago. Hope to play you, but doubtful because so many people wanting to play. Yeah, no problem, man. I tend to get through about 20 games in Lichess plays. I know that's... Whoa. I know that's not nearly as many as we would like. But, yeah, I appreciate you challenging nonetheless. Okay, typical tactic black might blunder. Take, take, take. Trying to win a pawn. Bishop takes c6. Remove the defense of the queen. So don't do that in these positions. But black already dropped that knight, so this is going to be tough. But here's a test for Brooksor. Let's see if they take. I kind of think they're going to keep the bishop, actually. I have this sense like they're going to pull the bishop back. Nope, I was wrong. Okay, now do not take on d4 if you're black. Don't do it. Yeah, because that again would have ran into the same thing. All right. Let's play d5. We'll open the center. Can I play a Sicilian dragon? Yes, I can try to play a dragon. If I remember. And get into a position to do so. Hey, I'm on. Thank you for tuning in from Egypt. I appreciate it, man. Can I play the Czech Pirts? I might be able to do that too. I have a couple students who play the Czech Pirts. I don't know if we have a mod in the Twitch chat. We might need one. Don't think it's anything imminent, but Can you challenge me to 1 minute? No, not right now. We're doing 3-minute only challenges. Ooh, and E5, this weaken's white on, black on this diagonal. Another alignment thing. Oh, what's up, Lopari? You're here. You've been silent this stream. All right, thank you, Brooksor, for the game. Yeah, so I guess you just didn't see the attack on your knight. You're probably just a little fixated on how you're going to develop your pieces here. But I did develop and hit that knight. You weren't there, to be honest? Oh, that's okay, Lopari. We'll forgive you. Okay, thanks for the game. We still have over a half hour here. Let's keep going. Mennonite, you are up. Good luck. I don't think of key moves. I think in terms of resigns. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I completely butchered that quote from Magnus. That was what Magnus says. Thank you, Nick Novotny, for referencing that in the video. When we were talking about like the nomenclature and the ideas behind, so I think key moves is a concept in king and pawn endings. It's like what squares you need to get your king to in order to win the position, and it's relative to where the pawn is at. You can use it to assess any king and pawn versus king position, actually. And Magnus's quote, when I brought up key squares, and I forgot exactly what I was like asking him about, but he says, I don't think in terms of key squares, of key moves. I think in terms of resigns. Which I think tells you a lot about his psyche and his priorities. Okay. So e4 is not a threat. I think I'll just castle here. E4 I can actually take because of the pin. Key squares is actually a pretty cool concept. I mean, to echo Magnus's point, like I actually didn't really know about key squares until I was beyond a master. Like I was never taught that. None of the books or anything I had learned about king and pawn endings, like to my recollection, ever mentioned key squares. Maybe I was a bad student, just missed it. I was always taught like just pure opposition and using opposition to determine the result of these endings. And maybe it was the same for Magnus. But of course, like he knew the idea, even if, you know, he wasn't used to internally calling it key squares. This position is actually like not easy for me to play. I got to be kind of careful here. We'll send the queen to a7 to stay out of range of the bishop. What's with the king behind you? Yeah, he's with me. He's cool. I vouch for him. Any fictional books behind you? Yep, lots. Yeah. I mostly read nonfiction these days, but there's a lot of fiction back there. Okay, I'll go here. Is queen a7 a key square? Man, I hope not. I would have to seriously reevaluate my chess understanding if that were the case. The queen on a7 is sheltering in place right now, trying to avoid further damage. Okay, I'm going to try to win the bishop pair back, but I'm cramped here for sure. Ooh, I get to take the dark square bishop. That is a big relief. Because now my queen can actually pop here if I need to. All right, this position's getting better. I think I'm fine now. I think we're doing all right. Still a lot to play for, though. Still have a complicated middle game. Maybe I'll bring this back. Maybe I'll try to rotate this knight in to b4. Let's do that. Just exchange places a little bit. Did I ever learn the king-knight checkmate? Oh, the bishop-knight checkmate, you mean? Yeah, I learned it maybe when I was like 16, 1800. Really hard to remember, to be honest. I've never had to do it in a game, though. I've had it done to me in a game, but I've never been forced to execute that checkmate myself. All right, so we're both kind of sitting back here. Let's move my king here. I might play f5 at some point because I think Mennonite... Yeah, I was just about to say, I think Mennonite's going to shuffle a little bit. So I think it's time for me to attack. Usually when someone plays king h1 and then king g1, they're like, all right. It's like standing in a game of poker. You know, like, nope, I don't need any more cards. I stand. And they're just going to play the position. King h1 again. Okay, this is starting to look dangerous, though, for white. Let's go here. Open this up a little bit. Maybe still defensible, but dangerous. King's coming back to g1. No, I would have thought for sure king g1. I would have thought for sure king g1 was going to be played. Min Lei messed up a bishop plus knight checkmate in the air things. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have. I saw Hikaru mess up that checkmate against Fallujah, I think. In a very fast time control, time scramble situation, but he did misplay it nonetheless. You guys remember that? That was a little while ago, but it happens. There's actually a long history of very strong players messing up that checkmate. Hikaru just started kind of panicking because he couldn't get the driving position, which is the main position where it becomes like a matter of technique once you're there. He couldn't achieve that easily, and he was running out of time. Speaking of time, okay, that was a free rook I could have taken. All right, thank you, Mennonite, for the game. Tough one. Tough one. I think you had me under some pressure. I don't know why I played e6 here, because I usually play knight beat e7 in this position. Yeah, in this position here, if we look in the database, knight e5 and e3 are the two main moves. So white can play this and try to recover the pawn. They can also play knight e5. e6 is an acceptable approach, but typically these days I do this. Take, and then you can play either queen c7, looking for e5, or knight b6 and challenge them here. I think you did pretty well here, Mennonite. You kept me a little cramped. I wonder what the evaluation is when I put my queen on e7, a7. The near fianchetto. It's probably going to be like +1. Okay. Plus half a pawn. Oh, now it wants you to play king h1. That's funny. But yeah, I think in the middle game, probably letting me take your dark square bishop was not the best. Yeah. If you take with your light square bishop instead, because this bishop's pretty valuable. It makes my queen's life uncomfortable on a7. I would hold on to that. Thank you, Chess Dory, for the raid on Twitch, by the way. Appreciate it, Chess Dory. 104 viewers coming in. That's huge. I'm International Master John Bartholomew, and this is a weekly event that we do called Lichess Plays, where I play viewers. Anyone can challenge if you want. Here I'm playing Regina Phalange, and let's play a Caro-Kann. So thanks again for that raid. Thanks, everyone, for watching today. We got half an hour left of this. Okay, someone wanted to check Peertz, so maybe I'll vaguely transpose into that. Although it's not really a Peertz anymore because white played c4. Hey, what's up, Likes? I just beat a 200-plus higher-rated opponent in the Lichess 45-45 classical game, and after that they accused me of cheating, and it really caught me by surprise. Don't know how to react to any of that. Any advice on this? Well, assuming you weren't cheating, which I'm almost certain you were not, Likes, because you've been on the channel for a long time. You seem like a good dude. I think you should just wear it as a badge of honor. Take it as a compliment. That is if you're a clean player, that is one of the highest compliments you can receive. when all your opponent can do is accuse you of cheating. So congratulations. All right, so I'm trying to jumpstart the attack on the queen side. This is looking really good. I think white is ignoring the idea of b4. Right? Because b4 hits this knight, which is in turn defending the a-pawn. White has to have a little bit of sense of urgency here because of that play. Now, Regina's going to have to go back to g1, or b1, rather. I might even be able to play where I don't have to give up this pawn. Like, I could play on knight b1, take on d4, and then c5. Looks possible. Oh, there's also taking in here. Maybe that's what they were worried about. Yeah, that's probably why white played this move. But this is also bad. Yeah, many ways to play this. Do I even want to take this pawn? I don't know. Maybe I'll just take here. Yeah, let's do that one. I was watching a stream with John a few weeks ago, and some random guy in the arena typed, "I am Finns is cheating." We were all laughing. Yeah. I remember that stream. That was pretty funny. I do recall that too. Oh, thank you, Osa. Says, "You are welcome in Zurich anytime." I would love to visit. Oh, it's Phalange. Yeah. Is this a Friends reference, this username? Very well could be. Now, okay, I am allowing white to consider the move f4, but it doesn't really work for white, so all good there. Okay, let's just take, then play bishop e6. Pop a piece here. Take here. I've got my pieces pointed at the white king now. This is nice. And we're up the material. Bishop a2. Does that lead to anything? Looks attractive, but I'm not really seeing it. I think I can just chill here for a moment. I could take this one, but, I mean, why rush? Why not just get rid of their little back rank threat? We'll just go here. It's not even really a threat yet, but just to build some safety into the position. Okay, I think now I'll take here. Your camera is hiding your material advantage. That's on purpose. I don't want you guys to see it. I want you to get used to counting for yourself what the material situation is. That's by design. It's a feature, not a bug. All right, how about I go here now? Threaten to come down here. It's crazy. I commented on your YouTube post about what opening to cover, and I got a comment back from someone pretending to be you with a similar name and exactly the same profile picture. Yes, I posted on Twitter about this a few weeks ago. That is a common YouTube scam. If you follow a creator or something and they reply to one of your posts, if you like comment on their video and they reply with, "Hey, thank you so much. You have won an iPhone, a laptop. Message me on WhatsApp to claim your prize." That's 100% a scam. Report that person and ignore the message. Just report them. Thank you for the game, Regina. Yeah, so I think you're already in danger when I'm starting to play this and you take. Like, I already think this position's kind of sketch for white. Maybe you should play a3 here. But it looks like you're a little bit behind. Yeah, this is really sketchy, apparently. -3. So while you can think about castling queenside, I think when the center is a little more volatile like this, you might want to clarify things first before launching your attack, like G4. So that was interesting. I mean, you went G4, B5, but after this capture, looks like if you want to get technical, the capture here is what really results in the eval plummeting, as it opens this, and I've got all the momentum now. Be a little more careful about the pawn play and how that affects the opening and closing of the position, especially when there's opposite side castling. Okay, thanks for the game. But yeah, do be careful about those scammers, guys. The internet has unfortunately led to a golden age of people scamming other people. It's really pathetic. But that's life. So just be on guard. Do not give away your personal information. Do not surrender info about yourself, especially if it's not to a trusted source that you previously interacted positively. What happened? Oh, nothing. But someone had just mentioned that they got a comment on my channel from a username that looked to be me. This is what they do. They copy your name, your channel name, and they respond to people in the comments to your videos impersonating you. And they try to get people's personal information that way. So this is just a PSA, as you can never be too safe out there. Usually, if you click on that person's username, like don't go to a URL if they have a URL. But like if you're on YouTube and you see a person respond to your comment and it looks to be the creator, but it doesn't have like a check mark, because they'll have the same profile picture too. They copy your profile picture. But if you click on their username, you'll see the URL does not match their channel. That's the way to really tell. Again, don't go to any external site. But you can check because the URL never lies. Who falls for this? A surprising amount of people. I mean, hey, I actually almost fell for a scam a few months ago when I was moving. I think I mentioned this on stream. But basically, I was moving and I had ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon that I was having delivered to me. And I got a text in the midst of this move, like after I had been at my new place for a few days. Stuff was crazy. You know, I'm unpacking, bought some new furniture, whatnot. And I got a text saying, this is UPS. Here's your tracking number. Your package has been delayed in delivery. Please visit our website to get it redelivered. And I went to that website, and I only realized that it was a scam because after entering some very basic information about myself, fortunately nothing that would really help a scammer, they actually asked for like VAT, which Europeans will know, value added tax. They asked that I pay like $1 or something in value added tax to allow for this delivery to go through. And that was weird in itself. Like if you're going to get a package delivered, at least here in the US, like you're not going to have to pay something at that stage to do it. But the fact that it was VAT specifically, and I've dealt with VAT before, I knew it was not a thing like any package delivery service in the US would charge. That tipped me off. But the website looked totally legit. It was like a direct copy of the USPS website. Ooh, I should have gone here, by the way. That would have led checkmate. Oh, no. Bishop C1. And it just, the scam was nearly successful against me because I was moving at that time. And I had packages that I was waiting on. And it was not unusual. Like my building was weird too. They couldn't be delivered successfully sometimes. So that was a thing that had happened before that I had to like hunt down these packages basically. So yeah, it can work just like on a mass level where unfortunately a certain amount of people might be willing to click on that or fall for it. Okay, thanks for the game, Injury. So in this one, knight f3 led to queen takes d1, and that was a problem, right? Because you lost castling rights. So I played this line before, I do believe knight c3 is the better move here. We can check in the Masters database. I think the stats are going to be pretty good in this line for black. Yeah, knight c3, d5. This is what I usually play. You can play e6 as well. And what's the line here? Is it knight b3? Yeah, it's knight b3. It's something a little unexpected. Like this idea of take to trade and then play knight a5. This is evidently the way to go. Yeah, so kind of specific. Personally, I think when black goes c5, you should go ahead and play d5. This can lead to the Benoni, the Benko, more standard openings. So if you're a d-pawn player, that is usually the way to go, meeting c5 with d5. Okay, thank you for the game. A Rob says, my poor grandfather fell for this stuff all the time. Poor guy. Yeah, I mean, it's especially dangerous for people who are, not as familiar with technology, the elderly. I know this is not a chess discussion, but this is something that unfortunately impacts all of us. And I've seen it firsthand. I've had friends, family members who've unfortunately fallen for this stuff. So hopefully that's a useful PSA for people. Thank you, Cubish. Good luck to you as well. Even if you consider yourself tech savvy, you could even work in, as someone said here, cybersecurity, and you could still fall for something like this or nearly fall for it. Oh, we're getting some first-time chatters here. Thank you very much. Catherine says, is it realistic that you become a GM? I'd like to think so. I'm 36. I have one GM norm. My FIDE rating is 2450. I'm currently an IM. That was probably an obvious thing, but I'm currently an international master. I think I can still make it, but making the time and the commitment mainly to pursue it is another thing. So I haven't made that commitment. I don't know if I will. But theoretically, I think there's no reason I couldn't become a GM still. Have I played with Alexander Bortnik? I think I have before. Yeah, he's really good. I'm sure he has a positive record against me. John, will you be celebrating Valentine's Day? As of now, I might be streaming on that day because you guys know I'm married to the game. But I don't know. Maybe things will change. We'll see. It is coming up shortly. Okay, I feel like I have a pretty promising potential attack here. Let's go here. I want to go h4. I really want to play h4, but I got to time this right. Let's do this. I'm just reading your guys' comments. Oh, congratulations, Kawhi. That's excellent. How about playing h4 now? Does it make sense? Let's do it. I don't know. This might not work, but it's a move I want to play. I'm going to withhold a bishop capture because I feel like I can take one of these knights at any point. So let's do it. Would Zuckertort beat you in a 10 matcher? Zuckertort. Man, I'd like to think I can take Zuckertort. Oh, I actually didn't see that. That was hanging. I should have seen that. Okay, let's take here. Now white should insert the trade. Yep. Okay. So that was not... Giving up the A-pawn was not planned, but maybe I can treat it, as Bob Ross says, as a happy little accident. No mistakes, only happy accidents. Still have some pressure. I think I would do okay against Zuckertort, for sure. Oh, yeah, some of those 19th century players were amazing. Absolutely. I mean, shout out to in my opinion, the OG 19th century player, Paul Morphy. Who, did you guys notice Magnus is sporting a Morphy-like hairstyle recently, or was at Tata Steel? The side-by-side of him and Morphy with the hair was pretty funny to behold. Okay, tense position here against Kubish. I think I'm starting to get through, though. I think I'm starting to cause some problems. Wasn't Zuckertort a world second at some point? Ooh, this move? Really? I guess I can't punish that move. I thought I could. Okay, let's go here. Getting down there. Okay. All right. Let's take here. We'll go here. And now take this. This is another game I think I'm going to win, but I'm not happy about it. This could have been much, much better. Well, I shouldn't even say I think I'm going to win. Like, this is still a time scramble. Oop, especially because I'm making blunders. Okay, we get the win. Came out of there with a close victory too. Yeah, thank you, Kubish, for the game. Good game. I think Kubish was probably better in the middle game here. Like I said, I lost the A-pawn. When I castled, I sensed the A-pawn was weak. I actually thought white might go queen E2. But I sort of waved my hands. I was like, I'll figure this out if it happens. But here, I completely ignored this attack. Let's see what the eval is. Kind of curious. Okay, it's saying bishop takes E3 right away. Take it immediately. Because if queen takes, then there's no attack on A6. And if F takes, then it wants me to start barreling through here. Yeah. I had rook takes E3. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I had some stronger way to play. Let's see. I was trying to punish rook takes F5, but I couldn't. When you traded on E3, you had rook takes. Rook takes here. Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, I could have done also rook takes here, too. Yeah, that was... Good point. That was a miss. Please fix the scene. It's blurred and an eye pain. Refresh your stream. It's probably your connection. Yeah, that was a critical moment here because rook takes E3. It's the only good move for black. Everything else is better for white. Had I found that, it's a winning advantage, but I didn't, and then it was just down to the clock. Fortunately for me, Kubish blundered on the next move, but... Okay, good game. Thanks for the game. Let's see if we can get a couple more games in here, guys. We got our blindfold game to play, too. You beat Bortnick in one of your epic TT streams. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That is on my channel. I did play him in Title Tuesday, so... I imagine he's beaten me before, but I did beat him in the last game that we played. That is correct. Thanks to everyone for watching again. We're up to 250 on YouTube, over 500 on Twitch. This is amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to Lichess once again for making this happen, all the mods. Lichess just had, I believe, its best calendar month ever in terms of traffic. So chess is absolutely booming right now. They've had more account signups, active users than ever before. It's amazing to see. And make sure you use the features, guys. Like, that's why those are built out in Lichess. The puzzles, the learn, the watch feature. You can watch broadcasts going on. It's an interesting move. C5. Okay, I'll take. Lichess is completely free and always pledges to be free. So Go wild. Like, make use of the resources. Consider becoming a Lichess patron. It's here under the community and then donate tab if you like the site. Lichess is not free to run. And although they do have donations coming in consistently, everything helps, right? Hello, Darkblade. Says, I'm new here, came from Dory's Raid. Do you officially represent Lichess? No, I am not a Lichess employee. But I do Lichess play streams. They've asked me to do these, and I have been doing them for, I think, about a year and a half now. Also, I stream and play a lot on Lichess as well, because I like the site. Have you ever met the creator of Lichess? No, unfortunately, I have not met Tebow. I have not had the pleasure of meeting Tebow. But I would love to sometime. Non-patrons have an extra button to donate next to the Tools tab. Uh-huh. Oh, got it. Okay, so it looks different. Yeah, I'm a Lichess patron, so it must be different on my end. Oh, nice, Dave Bees. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for supporting the site. Okay, I don't know what Black is doing with this whole sacrifice to the queen side, but I am happy to oblige and take the material. Maybe X4 just didn't see that they could actually, in this position, like take the pawn, or maybe they thought when I took, they could play bishop takes, but then realized my queen was defending. Because X4 is being pretty liberal with their queen side here. Pretty generous. You can also gift Lichess wings. That is correct. That is correct. You can. Are you a coach? I am indeed. Yep, chess coaching is my main gig. I've been coaching more or less full-time for over 10 years now. I love it. I don't know if I'm going to do it indefinitely going forward. I think there will be a time where I pivot a little bit, but I do love teaching. It's possible to donate even as little as $1 per month to support Lichess. That is correct. Yeah. Okay, and X4 did not take my queen. Let's keep the queen. Oh, thank you, John Smith. I see your comment on YouTube. They said, thank you for the return to long format videos. Yeah, that's a reference to my channel. I've been posting a lot of longer games that I've played recently, including some 15 plus 15s that I've played and commentated on Lichess. It's called my Standard Series. There's been some really interesting games lately. Okay, thank you, X4, for the game. So I think your opening was all right. You're developing fairly solid here. Your bishop's a little locked in, but we can live with that. It's just that when D4 is played, you probably want to take or reinforce this pawn. The way the game played out, you were down that pawn and then tried to counterattack, and it just got progressively worse, right? Because you never really addressed that pawn. Although, to your credit here, I think with queen c8, you probably saw that your knight was under attack. Watch those long-range diagonal moves with bishops and queens. Those are frequently missed by players. So I think when you played rook takes b6, maybe you missed my bishop sitting on e3. But this position's tough. This position is losing for you. So thanks for the game. Good luck with your chess improvement. All right, shall we play our blindfold game, guys? So this won't be Eric Rosen style. I'm just going to go to my preferences and hide the pieces. So if you want to see the board, go follow me on Lichess. Otherwise, you can just look at the blank board that I will be looking at, playing against Texas Time Chess Monkey. And we're going to play blindfold. This is a good test for me every week. It looks like magic. It's all in the head. It's all up here. Okay, let's play our favorite opening, the Scandinavian. Let's go. I even have an emote that I can drop in the chat. A couple of them. Let's do it. All right, so queen takes d5. I try to stay ahead of my opponents on the clock in these situations, because if you get into a time scramble, it's especially difficult. It's kind of easier with the notation still visible. Yeah, this is not a pure blindfold game. Obviously, I'm looking at the board. And if I wanted, I could use these, these moves over here as a crutch. I try not to look at these, though. I almost never look at them. Okay, this is all pretty normal. That was castles, right? Yep. Sometimes I'll look at it like if I'm genuinely unsure what they played. But that's the only time I try to do so. Okay, 95. So this move unveils the attack on my bishop, but I think I'm going to retreat here. I think we'll bring that back a little bit and go from there. Could take their knight, but then they would take my bishop here. So we'll pull it back to f5 and see what happens. Hey, John, when's the last time you lost in one of these? You know, usually with Lichess plays, oh, this is hanging, right? I think I can take this. Oh, wait a second. Did I not develop my bishop's still sitting here? I thought I had my bishop on d6. See, I'm already making a mistake. Usually with Lichess plays, I probably lose one game like every 2 sessions. Blindfold, I lose a little more often, but still probably only once every couple sessions. But probably, yeah, I'm definitely at a greater risk of losing in Blindfold. Okay, let's take this way. We'll take with a pawn. Get that bishop to move again. I might be castling long here, folks. We may just castle long. Blindfold simul when? Man, I don't know if my my brain could handle that. That is so stressful. People who've given blindfold simuls, especially in decades past when like blindfold exhibitions were more popular, they've commented on this. It is so mentally fatiguing. Like you can get a splitting headache from doing it. And I've only played some very small blindfold simuls, like 3 players. And on very limited occasions. And my head was killing me. I don't think it's healthy. I really don't. I think it's a bad idea. Okay, let's go. Wait, why can't I play f5? Didn't I take with... Why can't I go here? Didn't I take with this pawn? a4? I'm confused. Why can't I push? All right, let's play a rook over. Oh, yeah. My bishop is here. Yeah, this blindfold game to me is already tainted because I'm misvisualizing pieces. Let's go here now. They played their bishop there. I was like, there has to be something blocking that. Should I take? That would be pretty fun, albeit probably unsound. It looks pretty interesting, but nah, I don't think I can. Let's take. All right, now I can actually play this. Let's go here. And to think Morphe did 8 at a time. There's a video on YouTube of Magnus doing 10 at a time. Okay, I think I can play this now. I better have visualized this correctly. If white takes, I think they lose a piece. Knight takes, queen takes. Right? If I lose my queen, I'm going to blame it on you guys. But can't take here because of the pin. Okay, that's a good sign that white hasn't taken. Okay, their queen was still on d1. I was wondering if it was like here or maybe already on f3. That would be bad if it was. Let's just trade queens with them. All right. Give a check. Kind of back on track now. Let's play a6 here. The time scrambles when you're playing blindfold are pretty hilarious, though. because they can get frenzied. Needless to say. Come here. I got this rook here attacking this pawn. Take that. King over. Okay. Here. What was that? Oh, king c3. Okay. All right. Thank you for the game, Texas time. Yeah, I don't give myself very high marks for this because I misvisualized a couple things in the opening. Especially the embarrassing thought I could push f5, but my bishop was sitting there. Yeah, because I had my bishop on g4, then I retreated it. Yeah, thanks for the game. I think... I think you're doing all right up until f4, like allowing f4. Maybe you should play pawn f4 here. Let's see what the computer thinks. It's actually saying ignore it. Queen h5, a5. But yeah, importantly here, you can't take twice because you lose a piece. Unfortunately, I was able to convert after this, but even then, I'm not too happy with how I played it. Do I teach / encourage students to play blindfold? It's a great question. I usually don't recommend like training blindfold specifically. I think your blindfold ability improves proportionally with your normal chess ability. I know some people kind of agree with that. I do think like if you're solving tactics correctly and you're calculating correctly, like you're practicing visualization all the time because you're treating it just like a tournament game. But I don't advocate like specifically training blindfold chess, playing blindfold chess. Okay, thank you for the game. Thanks to everyone who challenged today. This was a lot of fun as usual. This is Lichess Plays. Remember, use all the features on Lichess. Consider supporting with that donation option. You get the wings next to your name if you do. Thanks to Lichess and all the mods. Thanks, Chess Dory, for the raid. Looks like we're going to raid... I never know how to say this player's name. Is it Maripant? Maripaint? Marepant? I just said it like 3 different ways. But we're sending the raid over to her. I believe it's a she. Yeah, Maripant. I think so. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back next week. Yes, let's ask her. Let's ask her when we send the raid over there on Twitch. Yeah, you guys have a great week. Thanks to the YouTube viewers as well. Amazing viewership and support today, guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good one.